show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to another Ask the Experts. This is our new show in Las Vegas. We are so excited about this show. We got so many letters just from our first show, and we're really excited because one of our shows is so important. It's on weight loss, and I guess that's why we got so much mail from just our first show. We're waiting on Dr. Gupta right now. She'll be with us in just a minute. While we're waiting, a little bit about Ask the Experts. If you have a business in the field of legal, health, financial, or home improvement, you will want to get involved with this show. This is the greatest podcast show. And what makes it so great is we also give you radio and streaming TV, which very few people do that. We have some of the greatest topics. In legal, we have personal injury law, we have family law, we have criminal law, we have estate planning. And then over in health, which we're doing today, we're doing our weight loss show. And by the way, our weight loss expert is world renowned. He is a MD. I keep getting people saying, is he a chiropractor? No, Dr. Gupta is an MD. So, and he specializes in obesity, and it's amazing. He started off as an internist, and he's still an internist, but he's moved a lot of his practice now to weight loss. So what he teaches, it's amazing, because what I like about him is he realizes everybody is different. You know, if you go into a supplement store and say, I want something to lose weight, they give you a pill for it. Well, everybody's body is different. So how could you give one pill that's good for anybody? And there's more to it than just a pill. So this is long term. And people are writing us, telling us how excited they are about Dr. Gupta. Now, if he doesn't join us, this is totally today my fault, because we've got shows in 9 cities now. And we've got all different time spans. And I mean, we did a Los Angeles show yesterday. This morning we did I believe it was Philadelphia. Now, our great producer, Rebel, might be laughing her head off right now because I probably got some of those wrong, but we've got a lot of shows, and sometimes the old man confuses them. So back to Ask the Experts. We do charge a fee. It is a very small fee to be on the show for 25 minutes to get an audience. Our type of audience is very special. And plus, we're just grateful to have you as listeners, as viewers. We also do a lot on home improvement. We have a lot of people who are homeowners, business owners, and these people, we do air conditioning, we do plumbing, we do roofing, we do things like foundation repair. I mean, who does a show on foundation repair? We do. There's so much to learn about foundation repair. We try not to make this sound like an advertisement. We truly, truly want to educate you. And you will always know that the experts we have on the show are truly experts, and you will want to give their companies a call. Dr. Gupta, who is supposed to be with us today, started off in Los Angeles. He's opened up an office in Las Vegas. He's also opened up an office in um, Arizona, and he'll be opening up other offices around the country. And it's really kind of neat. He's taking on a pediatric doctor as well, and they're going to also offer their services for children. And I think they're going to start at age, I believe he said they're going to start at age 12. Um, so that's going to be really exciting because we talk about it on the show all the time. We talk about on the show that how kids sit around. They come home from school. When I came home from school, I got to tell you, first thing we did was we went outside and played till dinner time. And kids don't do that anymore. They go home, they sit, they play on the games, and they end up gaining weight. So we're really excited about Dr. Gupta is adding a pediatrician. He's an emergency room pediatrician, and his practice will also be working on kids as well. Another area that our show is going to be really big at is financial. So we will do a tax relief show, which we did yesterday. We've got one of the greatest tax relief experts in the United States, and he has been in business. I'm telling you, he's been in business for about 15 years. And the reason why I say that is nowadays, when it comes to tax relief, a lot of these tax relief companies are fly by nights. One day they're in business, one day they're not. And that's because their customer service is horrible. They make promises they shouldn't make. Whereas Taxation Solutions, Barry Fowler, they actually help their clients. And just looking at how long they've been in business for tells you how reliable they are. But on our finance, we will be doing a lot of financial planning. We will have wealth management experts on our show. We'll have different types of insurance, especially Medicare. We will be offering a show on Medicare. And I got to tell you, because I'm in that age group now, I got to tell you, I've learned so much about Medicare that I didn't know. Uh, if you're at 65 or older, you're probably getting so many advertisements, enticements that these companies are giving you. And there's a lot of scams out there. So what we do is we educate you there. Um, and then, if you're a homeowner, we do air conditioning and heating, we do roof repair, we do what's called public insurance adjusters. And that is a great show because if you have a damage to your home, the insurance company is going to want to pay you the least amount possible. And what these public insurance adjusters do is they come on and they will get you 2, 3, 4 times the amount of money that the insurance company is going to offer you because they know what things are worth. I had a house about 15 years ago. We had major water damage, and the insurance company offered me $8,000 to repair my tile. When I learned about a public adjuster and I brought the public adjuster in, he let me know that I need brand new tile because they're trying just to match up what I've lost. And they ended up getting $35,000. Here, the insurance company was telling me that 8,000 is the best that they can do. And the adjuster came in and got me right around $36,000. And they get paid on performance. So if you ever have smoke damage, if you ever have somebody breaks into your house, you have plumbing problems, roofing problems, I'm telling you, and I'll give you the public adjuster's name, let our public adjusters help you with that so you don't have to worry about it. And I promise you, I would say 9.5 times out of 10, they're going to get you a lot more money than you can get yourself. I know our producers listening. I think I might have told Dr. Gupta to come on at 2:25. Maybe that's what happened. That's why he's not on with us yet. So if that's the case, he usually does come on a little early, Rebels. So just let me know when he's in the green room, and we'll bring him on.
I'll let you know.
Okay, you're gonna love Dr. Gupta. The way he explains weight loss, it takes a lot of the burden off your shoulders. I mean, we blame ourselves for gaining weight, and what he teaches you is it's not your fault. Let's find out why you're gaining weight, because sometimes it could be a medical problem. That's more than you get when you go to a supplement store. They just give you a supplement and send you on your way. That's not how Dr. Gupta does it. He's been studying obesity for a long time. And I got to tell you, we've done about 6 or 7 shows so far. And I'm going to tell you, Dr. Gupta will be the #1 specialist, at least in the United States, when it comes to weight loss. There's a lot of new things that are out on the market. We asked him about this new medication that's out, that we're learning some negative things about. There's Pfizer's got a new product out. It's very similar. This was actually made for people with diabetes, and which it works really well for, but they found out it also causes you to lose weight as well. So Dr. Gupta will be giving what he feels about it. There was a big article in Los Angeles today that there's 3 brands right now. It is an injection. You do have to give it to yourself. I got to tell you, it is so easy. But I'm going to wait and talk to Dr. Gupta about it because there's been some people out there that have had some reaction to it. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to get into it with you, but it does seem to work. The percentages of people who are giving themselves this injection. And I'm going to tell you something. I hate shots. I mean, I'm the biggest wuss when it comes to a shot. But I started doing this about 5 years ago with testosterone. And I got to tell you, the needle is so small. You put it right into your stomach. I was really worried about that. But I'm going to tell you something. I didn't feel a thing. I was shocked. And I'm telling you, I'm a big baby when it comes to shots. So, if this works, and Dr. Gupta recommends it, then this is an awesome way to lose weight. a lot of weight fast. That's not what Dr. Gupta teaches, though. It's not about how fast it works, because he wants this to be an ongoing way of life for you. And I am discovering, it's been kind of hard for me to share with you, is when we started opening up all these markets about 5 or 6 years ago, I got to tell you, I probably sat 20 hours, I would say 20 hours a day. I cut out all my exercising because I got lazy. I mean, I had opened this company up, and people who've started a new company will understand where I'm coming from. So you don't exercise, and guess what? You eat junk food. And I found myself, because it was fast, and then I would also buy things for the house that I shouldn't have been eating, but it was quick. And I got to tell you, sorry, I'm just reading something here. If you have a question, and I don't have the number with me, Miss Rachel, with Miss Rebel, if you can put the number out there, that would be wonderful for them to call if they have a question while we're waiting for Dr. Gupta. We're probably about 5 more minutes away, because he has never missed a show, ever missed a show. And I wanted him live this morning, but it was going to be at 7 a.m. So I told him he could sleep in this morning, and we would pick up the show this afternoon.
Steve, you want the call-in number for W4CY?
That'd be good. That'll be good.
The call-in number is 561-623-9429. Once again, to call into the show, please call 561-623-9429.
See what happens when you have a live show? You can do things like this, and you have to have a great producer, which we have. Rebel is incredible. I was just telling a friend of mine who's kind of stands in for me when I can't make a show, and I said, Rebel thinks of things I don't even think about. And that's what makes a great producer. So, Rebel, you can get a big head. You deserve it. We love you. And we're lucky to have you. And we were actually lucky to pick her up for more days. I hope she doesn't mind. Anyway, we're waiting right now. This is the Ask the Expert show. We're waiting on Dr. Gupta. He's world renowned when it comes to obesity. And we are going to be learning, I hope. And if I gave him the wrong time for some reason today, he's going to be back with us several more times this month, which we will let you know about. I put a kind of an advertisement on Facebook, and I just put up, we've got over 70 people who've already gone and seen the ad rate. That's a lot within an hour's time. So I hope we don't disappoint. If it is, I will take full blame for this. But at least you got to hear about the Ask the Expert show. We do charge because we pay for it also, but it's a very, very small fee. Our show is also on Facebook. It's on YouTube. You can actually go to YouTube and take the show off YouTube. And if you're an expert and you have a show with us, you can actually put that show on your website. And what that does is it draws more people to your website. And the more traffic you get to your website, the more you move up with the search engines. So that's really, really valuable. And then we also work with Spotify. We work with uh, let's see, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, iHeart. Um, there's probably about 60 more, but those are the big names that people have heard of. We're getting closer to that 525 mark. I've emailed Dr. Gupta. I don't want you just to hear me today.
Dr. Gupta will be joining us shortly. He is entering the green room.
Oh, good, 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 good. He doesn't know that I talked about him almost the whole show. I'm so glad he's joining us, though, because he can explain it so much better than I can. But we're really, really excited about getting Dr. Gupta, because you never know when it comes to weight loss. There's a lot of chiropractors. Nothing against chiropractors, nothing against DOs, but they will tell you that they are experts in that field. And I'm telling you, when we have someone like Dr. Gupta, who was an internist, you know what? I hope he goes back and listens to today's show, because we're going to have to get him weight loss in his head. His head's going to be so big after the first half of the show. Do we have Dr. Gupta?
Hey, Steve.
I screwed up.
Was I wrong? I thought it was 225.
You're probably right. No, we had Vegas and we had Los Angeles, and I gave you another show in another city, but you're here. So I've been talking about you for the last 25 minutes.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's
yes. Amazing. And we ran another show today in Los Angeles, and the listenership was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, Dr. Gupta, first of all, I cannot tell you how blessed we are to have you. I tell you what, I know this show is going to be our hottest show. And this is how I know. We have had, for your Las Vegas, we have had probably about 20 emails asking us what other cities you're going to be in.
Oh, that's amazing. So,
yes, people want to know, but I think we kind of need to explain to them they can do this from any city.
Yeah, they just have to, again, contact the number, which we'll say at probably the end of the show, or like the website, and we just message us. We can see you wherever you are.
Well, what they wanted to know is it the same number for Los Angeles as it is in Las Vegas or in Phoenix? Or they have their own numbers?
No, I like consolidating everything. So I run my whole clinic through Slack. So I have, they're not, everyone's in America. I know all of them. I hire them personally, but I can see all the messages, right? We can all see it. Everything is transparent. I think it provides really excellent customer service in that we can just communicate very effectively. So that's part of the model as I scale up. It's really important, especially in this world, right? Where people require so much support because it's so hard, right? So that I try not only the clinical appointments and stuff, but I try to incorporate that within the entire clinic to make that happen.
So Dr. Gupta, you are I would say world-renowned internal medicine doctor. How long did it take you to think about moving your practice? So you're still an intern medicine doctor, but
yes.
How long did it take you to decide I want to go into obesity medicine?
Well, it started, I went to a conference maybe 8 years ago, and I was, studying. I took the boards and I was learning more about it. And, with everything, you take the plunge, right? It's a leap of faith. You never know if it's going to work out or not. But because it incorporated so many things that I'm passionate about. First of all, I've struggled with weight my whole life, right? At multiple periods of my life. So there's that. It incorporates mindfulness, it incorporates cutting edge science, it incorporates compassion and kind of thinking about problem solving, so I just basically fell in love with the field. So whenever I tell people, going into the field, I tell them the best advice that I got, which is you just start with one patient, right? You start with one person. And through my patients, through this experience, I learned and was able to kind of build this model and business that I think is working pretty well.
I think it's incredible. I shared with the audience that you've added a pediatrician also.
I'm really excited about
and
that.
You're going to start at, I think, age 12. Is that right?
Yes, that program will be aimed for 12 through 17 mostly. So because that's a special, we felt like a special program. I'm bringing in Dr. Mishra, who's a pediatric ICU doctor. He's also super specialized in cardiology. So he's an expert in this field. And, we can incorporate a lot of the same principles, right? It'll be different, but similar, right? It'll be different in that, obviously, there are kids, there's family dynamics, there's school dynamics. I think you said in the prior show, all the peer pressure and all that. Although I would argue that applies for adults as well often, right? But still, there's a different thing, but we want to take the entire philosophy and apply it to that age group.
We have a lady who has 3 kids who lives in Reno, who saw the show for the first time. They're vacationing in Europe right now, coming back in 2 weeks. And she said, I caught your show. And she said, people don't understand. It's so sad watching your kids get heavy. And you try to do the best you can, but you know that overweight kids can lead to a lot of things, even depression.
Oh, of course.
And she said, I cannot wait to get back to make an appointment because it is sad. Peer pressure in school kids.
Yeah, all of that. And then now with social media and everything, although even back in my day, it was not easy, right? Struggling with weight as a kid. But yeah, it's just, this just means so much to me to start this program because I think we have an approach that can truly help, right? And I see it all the time. And this is kind of behind this thing. I see my patients who have themselves kids who struggle. It's like they have nowhere to turn to. Right? Like they go to the pediatrician doesn't know. Nothing against pediatrician, but we just get training in that, right? So it's like you don't have training in how to deal with this issue within our population.
Hearing how you started all this, I have noticed that a lot of chiropractors, for some reason, say that they handle weight loss. But you know what? You have put a lot of time and effort into this. And I know you're still studying it.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn.
Oh my gosh.
That I don't see how a chiropractor, unless they just put you on a diet, but that's not even in your vocabulary.
I don't like using that word. Yeah, exactly. That's why, this is this new field, or it's been around for a long time, but it's gaining prominence as obesity medicine, right? It's like actually using evidence and things that actually work and studying and figuring out what is true and what's not and figuring out the best way to help. So it's, I love how it's a part of medicine. And I think, I think this whole branch can help a lot of people.
Oh my God. Yes. So I got to ask you, because I've had 2 phone calls about it. Now, Dr. Gupta has got so many things to offer. Because there's a lot of ways to lose weight. So this is an individual. It's not one of these things, we're going to give you a pill. Perfect. That's what I love about your practice.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, guess what people are asking about?
Yeah.
The injection.
Yes. Perfect.
Because it's all over the news.
Oh, yeah, it's on TikTok.
There's people who are having problems with it.
Sure.
But they're also saying it works too. So tell us how you feel about this.
It's interesting. We haven't talked about as much about it, right?
I know.
So I think these medications are miracle medicines, right? So what I say is that there's nothing natural about the current food system. It is a drug that is increasing our hunger increasing pathways all the time. All those McDonald's everywhere, all the chips, all of it, where it's doing something in our brains, right? It's like creating that physiological response. What these medicines are what they do is they increase our fullness hormones. Okay, so they help basically provide an even playing field in this world where trillions of dollars is being spent to get you to eat something.
So there's a fullness hormone?
Yeah, there's all of these
What?
satiety hormones. Yeah, this is actually more recent that we learned about this entire pathway, right? So we have these hunger increasing pathways and hunger decreasing pathways. And as food is moving down our GI tract, how it works is our intestines, our pancreas, they're releasing these satiety fullness hormones. They're called GLP, GIP, CCK, there's a bunch of them, right? What they do is they go to our brain, they decrease our hunger. They slow our GI tract and make us feel full. So our body's normally doing this, okay? So in a world that, okay, if our bodies evolved in this world, right, where food was everywhere, if we struggled with excess weight, right, our body would naturally release more of these hormones, right? It'd say like, okay, let's like make you more full so that we have less calories in us, right? Unfortunately, we have really good studies now that when we lose weight, these hormones are actually turned down, right? So our body is like, because for hundreds of thousands of years, it was in a caloric deficit environment, our body's like, oh my gosh, I'm losing weight. I need to go out into the world and get food, no matter what your weight is, right?
Wow.
So it just completely is fighting against you in a billion different ways. So what these medicines do is emulate those hormones so that instead it kind of calms our hunger down, calms our craving, increases our fullness. It helps with the caloric optimization, right? That we need, which otherwise is very hard.
I want to run this by you because I trust you so much. I love your approach to weight loss. I see these injections. There are people who need to lose more than 10 or 15 pounds.
Sure.
There's people out there who need to lose 50, 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't heard this injection doing that, but I heard it's a great jump start.
Yes.
But you still got to go to your program, though.
Yeah. So what we say, right, is that we use the medication to do the other things. It doesn't make us lose weight, right? It doesn't burn fat. That's the key point, right?
Okay.
It helps us do the things we need to do to lose weight. And that's what we do in our program. We focus on making it sustainable, right? Because there's all sorts of stories. Unfortunately, there's a lot of providers or people who just give the shot, see someone for 5 minutes and don't do anything
Right.
else, right? And they charge a lot of money for that, right? And so unfortunately, what happens is then there's all these stories of people that talk about, oh, I had all these side effects, or I failed the medicine, or it didn't work for me. It's just like with anything, it's a tool. You got to use it right, right? And so that's what we do. We make sure it's safe, right? People are safe with it, but also we use it as the tool to help us make those sustainable changes we need to in our lives to make this a lifelong, wellness journey.
Also have people are asking about bioidentical hormones. Will you be doing that at your clinics?
I want to eventually, get more into hormone replacement for, women going through menopause or other stages of their lives. That's a work in progress, so I don't want to really comment on that too much right now, just because I'm not as much of an expert yet on that.
Well, see, that's what happens. You're getting this tag now as this expert, and these are questions that people really haven't trusted the so-called experts.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, it's so obvious that you really know what you're doing. So I want to start off. So they call your clinic.
Yeah.
And Dr. Gupta, I'm overweight. I understand you can help me. What's the first thing you do?
So we book an appointment with either me or my nurse practitioner, and what we do, or several providers, what we do is we get to know you, right? We actually listen, right? So there's not like, we don't tell people at the beginning a lot of things, right? What we do is we figure out, what is your life actually like, right? Given starting from weight history, have you been struggling with weight forever? There's people who have, or more recently, a lot of people both fall into all camps. Right? What have you tried in the past? Usually our patients have tried everything, right? So like trying to figure out what people have tried, what's worked, what's not worked. Then we get to know people's lives in granular detail, right? Like, what do you do when you get up? Like, what do you eat? Who do you eat with? You go to work. Are you drinking coffee? Are you drinking in your car? Are you drinking at home? At work, when you order food with coworkers, who's ordering it? Who's the one who does it? Is there an office manager? Are you? Who's the one who instigates, right? You come home. Who makes dinner? Who eats? Who are you eating afterwards, right? Figuring out where all of
like
those.
a history and physical that you would normally take one of your patients, except yours is directed at weight loss.
Oh, 100%, but very detailed, right? That's the key, right? Because otherwise, I think you
Male
said it the
different
best.
from a female, Dr. Gupta? Are males different than females?
Yeah, I mean, we all have our different struggles. One thing with unfortunately, during menopause, there's nothing that slows down your metabolism like menopause. Right. That's always a big component of things. But otherwise, really, it's about kind of getting to know the person. That's the most important thing.
So I think some of our markets, we have really older demographics, like Phoenix. It's a much older market.
Sure.
I got a letter from a lady and she's going to be calling you next week. She can't lose weight. It doesn't matter what. She's 68 years old. Sure. She'll starve herself. She doesn't sleep very well, but it doesn't matter what she does. And actually, she said, sometimes I gain weight and I didn't even eat anything. Is that like a familiar story for a more mature woman?
That's familiar story with a lot of people, right? First of all, there's like 5 pillars of weight loss, right? There's how much we eat, what we eat, sleep, stress, and then physical activity, right? We don't really stress physical activity at the beginning, but still, it sounds like that, hopefully we can treat her and help her, but like about sleep, that's like a big aspect. Also, it's not just like eating nothing, right? That actually doesn't work, because I find time and time again, what happens is when we eat too little, our body responds by saying, okay, I'm going to like slow our metabolism down like crazy. I'm not going to move at all, right? And then you stop losing any weight, right? So that's not what this is about. This isn't about eating nothing, right? You got to just do it in the way that's healthy, but sustainable and actually fit within the context of your life.
When you sleep at night, that seems like it would slow your metabolism down.
Yeah, there's tons of like research that shows that just irrespective. So with calories, first of all, when you're lack of sleep, your hunger hormones are elevated. You have less executive function. So that bag of chips you wouldn't eat before, you probably eat like a lot of times people eat just to stay awake, right? When they're tired.
For nerves, people eat for nerves.
100%.
Wow. And what do you do about stress? How do you get rid of or curtail stress?
So we use medications as well, but we just talk to people and try to figure out like it's so varied, right? We talk about like people's jobs and say like, okay, maybe can you delegate more? Like we go into the workflow of their optimization of their work processes, right? Or sometimes the more I'm doing this, the more I realize how structural everything is, right? I just talked to a patient today. Her job was like, no matter what we do in terms of food or whatever, she's miserable at her job every day. Right? So really the answer often becomes we look for other things, allied things. It's not easy, obviously, but if you're like at a place where your cortisol is elevated for like 8 hours a day, you feel like, you just feel like crap, you're not going to lose any weight. And that we have to go more into the root cause of that.
I also read a letter from a lady who lives in Orange County, Newport Beach.
Sure.
And she said that at her age, they're almost trying to become perfect. And they can't do that, can they?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's like we're all like ingrained to try to do, right? That perfectionist impulse. It's so destructive because it's like people do something and they're like doing an awesome job, but they're still like, oh, I didn't eat healthy this time, or I didn't do this or in this. And that just makes us feel more guilt and shame. And it makes it harder and harder and harder and harder, right? We always tell our patients, you don't have to do everything. We just have to do enough. That's all.
Again, I want to, for people who may be just joining us, you're open now in Las Vegas?
Yes, we're open in Las Vegas. We have an actual office in Las Vegas. So that's awesome.
Phoenix?
In Phoenix, we can see patients over Zoom in Phoenix. We're getting office space right now.
Okay, and you're definitely in Los Angeles. Is it the same phone number no matter what location?
The same phone number. It's 310-220-4543. Again, 310-220-4543. You call or text. The website, mindfulweightloss.com. And because Steve, you're amazing, your listeners are amazing, we're doing a special $100 off for the
We're running that right there on the scroll right now.
Perfect.
$300. You know, the name of your practice, Mindful Weight Loss, is such a perfect name, Dr. Gupta.
That's how it started. I thought of the name.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. Like, I thought of that name and it built all from there.
I love that name, and it will be the same name throughout the country, I take it.
Yes. As I expand into more services, I am toying with, I have the domain name Mindful Wellness, and that's probably what the ultimate product will be, but that's in the future.
Have you thought about doing, or maybe you already do you do any kind of a newsletter to your patients?
We do. Yeah, we just started it. So we just started a newsletter. If you want to get on a newsletter, I think that's an excellent opportunity. Maybe we can figure something out about that.
We do want to do that, because I think that would be wonderful, and just sharing with others who, in the same boat that you're in. Like I said, I tell everybody, Dr. Gupta we are so blessed to have you, and I can't thank you enough. Sorry about the timing. That's my fault today. And I'm going to send you your dates tonight.
Awesome.
For the other shows.
Cool. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Steve.
One more time with the phone number, Dr. Gupta.
It's 310-220-4543. And you could call or text even, and we'll respond right away.
Love you, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. You too. Back at you, Steve. Thank you so much.
That's Dr. Gupta. Mindful weight loss. Folks, I'm telling you, if you might say nothing works for me, you haven't gone to Dr. Gupta yet. That's all for today's show. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.